Hi everybody. I'm sitting out on my deck. I love it out here. It's such a beautiful day. There's a little breeze. And I'm checking in with you to talk about the blog I wrote this week and posted called Perception of Perfection. And I have a funny story to tell you because I was fussing around today and I was thinking, oh, I need to go on and talk live about that blog because I've been doing this now for several weeks, checking in live and talking about the blog that I wrote, telling you why I wrote it, what spurred the idea, where some of my thoughts came from, and what I think about it. So I've been doing this every week, and I was fussing around thinking, oh, I need to check in and do this today. And then I thought, you know what? I am so tired. I feel like I've been doing nonstop travel. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, and I was thinking, oh, my hair is flat today. I look tired because I didn't get enough sleep last night. Hear that airplane? It's an airplane going over. And I thought, I don't look good enough to do my Facebook Live. And then I thought, Penny, you silly girl. This is exactly what I wrote about. Our perception of perfection. How we always think that everything has to be perfect, that we have to look a certain way and weigh a certain amount and be smart enough and tall enough, and we have to be perfect and do 5 workouts a week that last exactly 45 minutes. Or whatever our perception is, that we have to feel like we're perfect. And so I started laughing at myself because I thought, I want to go live and talk to my friends about what I wrote about our perception of perfection and how we don't have to be perfect. And here I'm telling myself I don't look good enough, I don't feel good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not perfect enough to do this right now. And I started laughing at myself, and I thought, this is exactly why I need to do this now, and this is exactly when I need to talk to you. So let me tell you about what I wrote. I wrote perception of perfection because I was doing a yoga pose, and this could happen to any of us doing any kind of exercise where you bend over and touch your toes. And I looked at my knees, and I thought, whose knees are those? Those don't look like my knees. They don't look anything like what my knees used to look like. And then I realized they were my knees. And I was grumping about it and telling a friend, and my friend pointed out to me that I'm not 28. 28 was my fun number. I loved being 28, and I'd still like to think that I'm 28. But I am far from 28. In fact, my number starts with 5, and soon I won't even have the luxury of it starting with 5. But my friend pointed that out to me, that I wasn't 28, and that I do start with a 5 now. So what did I expect my knees to look like? They're not going to look like they did when I was 28. And then I started thinking about this concept of how I have been kind of obsessed with perfection, and I am not as judgmental with other people as I am with myself. You know, I think I have to be perfect. I think I have to always say the right thing and do the right thing and look the right way, be the right weight, be the perfect everything, and it doesn't really work that way. In fact, it really causes a lot of stress on us when we feel like we have to be perfect with everything we do, everything we see, everything we look at, everything we have in our life, and especially our looks. I think the media is really harsh, and there's this perception of perfection that the media tries to give us about how our lives should be, and that we should be happy every single second, and we should look perfect every single second. And our lives should be perfect, and our jobs should be perfect, and our family should be perfect. And the reality is, our perception of perfection is skewed. The reality is, we have bad days, and we have bad days when our hair is flat, and we don't get enough rest, and we look tired, and we feel tired, and maybe we're catching a cold, which is kind of what I feel like. And sometimes our families don't get along, and sometimes our jobs are not perfect, and sometimes we are not happy. Now, I call myself the happiness lady, so I teach people how to be happy, and I really try to help you see past these imperfections, but sometimes we do it to ourselves. You know, sometimes we teach what we need to learn. So today, when I was going to do this, and I started laughing at myself because I thought, Penny, you're going on to share the blog you wrote about don't feel like you have to be perfect all the time, and you're stressing about how you don't look perfect to do this Facebook Live. Anyway, that's why I wrote Perception of Perfection. It really was my knees that I looked at, and I thought, those don't look like my knees anymore. But really, what are my knees supposed to look like? They are my knees. And we need to learn to adapt. And life changes, and our bodies change, and with age, things change. And so our perception of perfection needs to adapt. And I'm thinking if we're healthy and honest about the reality of what number our age does start with, and honest about our limitations and what we can do, and let's see, I have a comment. I believe perfection makes us stop doing the things we like and love. Oh, what a great comment. What a brilliant concept, because that's true. If we think that we have to be perfect, sometimes we don't do what we want to do or what we'd like to do because we think maybe that won't make us look so perfect. And maybe we miss out on some fun, and we miss out on life. So I invite you to read my blog. I'll put the link to it here. It's called The Perception of Perfection. And when you read it and you see it on my Facebook or go to my website, give me a comment. Tell me what you feel about your perception of perfection and what you think it is. For me right now, I think if I'm healthy and honest about this place I hold in life right now, and if I'm happy and can adapt and go with the flow, then life is pretty good. So my perception has changed. My perception of perfection has changed. I thank you. I try not to keep these too long, so I thank you for joining me, and please comment. I'm Penny Hunt. Thanks for watching.